I can see you're not far away. Anytime, any place, I can see your face. You're that special one that I've been waiting for, and I hope you're looking for someone like me.
In my dreams, I can hear you calling me in the night. Everything's so sweet in your eyes. I feel there's so much inside.
I want to see you standing there. In the night, dream delight. I found someone who really cares.
Hi YouTubers, this is Gil. Right now this is May 17th, 2020, and for another little blog. So this is like my only day off in the last like 2 weeks, I would say. Well, I mean, I had actually last week I had Friday off miraculously. Then I had the weekend off last week, but I did projects. So you saw it on one of my last videos that I built the shade. It's already messy in here. Well, I haven't even hung out in here yet, but you know this bike right here? Someone left this bike. It's like a homeless person or something. Someone just left this bike, like on the tree, like parked on like sideways in the street, next to the tree or close to the tree. So I picked it up, but it was kind of messed up though. The chain, it was kind of like all mangled in there, but I had already fixed the chain. You know, I just demangled the chain. So someone left the bike there, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna show you where they left it. Yeah, they just left it right here, you know, like the other day. It was like earlier this week. They just parked it, like they had it on its side, and they just left it, you know, they just left it. Because, and then I put a note right here, and then, so yeah, they just left it there. Yeah, so anyway, as you saw it, so these projects, you know, I was like still on them. I wanna still extend it. I don't want to extend it to the sidewalk, but whenever I feel like doing it, though, I want to do more over there, but so this is life right now out here. So this is Sunday, which is like the only day that I have off. I don't know what next week will carry. Yeah, so yeah. On Monday, I think it was, when I came home one day. When I came home, and I saw this bike like just sitting there, and then I picked it up since nobody was getting it, and then I put a note there. So, but nobody's told me anything, or nobody's responded, but I kind of... Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah. So this is the way my backyard looks. But so yeah. probably may want to build another shade again, like for this side. May do that here. That might take some money though. I might want to do that there too. Yeah, no, this one, it was not really. Yeah, I mean, it's yard. I need to trim the trees, you know, or this bush here. I need to trim it. So, a little bit of depression and anxiety talk. Well, I was going through more of it again, you know, like depression and anxiety, but I found that one of the things that I found that's causing problems, or one of the things that I found that, I mean, could be like a little culprit is like, I mean, it feels like not getting enough quality sleep is part of it. It's a part of it, because with my job, you know, like my job, like lately it's been the norm for me for the job to start at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I go home at 5, so that's 12 hours, you know, like that's been the norm lately, you know. That's been the norm. It's been like that more and more these days, you know. It's like it's more and more, you know, like we're getting more and more 12-hour days these days, you know, and we're working more and more days these days, you know. Like before in my job, you know, that was getting like, it was only half of the times that we would work, like that we would have a week, or less than half of the times that we would work 12-hour days. But lately, I mean, it's been 12-hour days, you know, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, 12-hour days, but typical schedule is like, I mean, like on a typical schedule, like of course I'm gonna sleep in early, but you know what? I go to work, come home, like typically by like 6 o'clock. I pick up Jenny Lynn, I get home by 6, and then, you know, like I have like a few hours to just do whatever I want to do. I mean, I'm gonna want to do this or that, or I'm just gonna do random things. Sometimes I'm gonna go on the internet and look on Facebook or whatever, and then a lot of times, you know, like the average time that I go to sleep at or fall asleep at would be about 10 o'clock. Has been the average time, but you know, like 10 o'clock. But even then, when I'm actually in the bed by around 10 o'clock, typically I'm gonna be on the phone, you know. I'm gonna be on the phone looking on the internet, like Facebook or whatever, maybe a little bit of YouTube. But my mind is still on though. That's the thing, you know. Like I may be in bed, my body is rested on the bed, but my mind is still on though. That's the thing, you know. My mind is still on. It's still on. And so like my thinking caps are like my thinking and my mind, I'm still thinking of things. I have things in my mind, you know, like, and it sometimes won't stop. It won't stop until like 12 o'clock midnight, even though I'm actually already dozed off and my eyes are closed. Even if my eyes are closed and I'm like resting on the bed, I'm not exactly resting because my mind is still on. It's like a computer, sort of like when you're multitasking on a computer, sort of, you know. You know, like when the computer is processing something, it's gonna get, you know, like the processor gets warm. Have you noticed on a computer, when something is processing, it's gonna get warm to the touch, you know, like the processor unit. But like it's working, so in a computer, it's working and it's taking energy, right? Well, it's the same thing in us and me, you know, like when my thinking caps is on, or when my mind is still on, or like when I'm have a lot of things in my mind still, even though I'm resting, it's taking energy there, and so that's gonna get me tired there, you know. like the so resting on the bed is not going to do any good if your mind is still on. If your mind is on, because it's taking away your energy. Like if you have a lot of things in your mind, that's going to take away all of your energy right there. So it's like you might as well just be up riding the bike or something. I mean, what I'm talking about is like, if you have something in your mind all the time and you're in bed, I mean, it's better that you're not even in the bed if something is in your mind all the time, because you're gonna be just as tired, like being out of bed and like doing something, as you would be being in bed with your mind at full tune, you know? Yeah, so that's what's happening for me. So, yeah. And so that's one of the culprits that I found that's causing trouble. So what I've been doing is like so now what I've tried doing in the last couple of days now is making myself go to sleep, like shut eye, you know. I'm talking about like complete shut eye, like I'm talking about making myself snooze, you know, like. And what I've been doing is like I've been making myself start sleeping at 8 o'clock, and I take like the NyQuil or something so I could get knocked out, you know. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I've done. I've done that a few times already, and I feel like it works really well. I'm talking about getting quality sleep is one of the things that's really helped, and I think that's one of the reasons why I was having the problems with anxiety and depression. Because, you know, I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not getting enough quality sleep. As you figure, you know, every morning, like, I get like, the typical schedule for me was, like, I go to work, come home at 6, sometimes, usually by 6, and then I do my little this. Before, I would be doing my little this or that, since that's the only time I have. Little this and that, or I mean, I'll do the things that I like to do, like, and then going on to bed, and then I finally fall asleep, or I finally go to sleep or go to bed at about 10, because I'm finally done doing some of the things that I want to do that I like were the only time that I have. And then, but even when I'm in bed at 10, it's like my mind is still on. It's still on, and so it's like, I mean, it's gonna stay on typically until midnight almost, and then that's when I finally go to sleep. That's when I get my shut eye, and I'm not really fully like at shut eye. I was like, my mind is not fully shut down. Even like it at that point, it's not even really fully shut down, you know. So, and so I was officially fall asleep like at around 12, 11:30 or something, and then with only about 4 hours of sleep, 4.5 hours of sleep, official sleep, you know, like sometimes like the average time that I would actually snooze, that I would start snoozing and snoring or whatever, like sleeping, officially sleeping, the average time has been about 11 o'clock. So I would only get like 5 hours of sleep, around 5, because I would get up at 4 and get ready for work and everything, you know. So it's been pretty lately that 5 hours is the amount of sleep I've been getting, and I found that that's not enough, you know. It's not enough hours of sleep. And so now I tried it, so I went ahead and tried the NyQuil, and I'm making myself go to sleep at 8 o'clock, because I gotta have 8 hours of sleep, you know, and because so I could get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know, again, and then work, and then I work until 6 or 5 o'clock, and then I would come home at 6 o'clock, and that was like that for the last, like, until Friday. And then I had to come in on Saturday at 5 o'clock in the morning again. So I mean, so the trick of it all is I have to make myself fall asleep. I have to make myself fall asleep and get quality sleep, you know. It has to be quality sleep. I'm talking about like my mind is completely shut down, you know, like completely shut down, take away the phones, like go to sleep, go to bed, take the NyQuil, go to bed, turn off all phones and everything, and just make myself sleep. And I found that seems to be helping me there, you know. Turn off my mind, you know. I gotta turn off that mind, you know. It's like you gotta turn off all processes and just let it rest, you know. That's what I've been doing, and that's what seems to be helping me. That's what seems like one of the keys to it all, you know. So yeah. So today is May 17th. It was Cynthia's birthday. Yeah. Apparently I didn't visit Cynthia or anything, but my mom took pictures of Cynthia, so yeah. Cynthia is 40 years old, by the way. She turned a brand new decade old. And I'm gonna be 50 pretty quick, you know, like only 3 months away before I'm 50 years old. 49 years old still. But I mean, anyway, like I said, you know, like I had a really bad case of depression again, you know, on Monday I think it was, or Sunday. It was Sunday. You know, Sunday I had a really bad case of it, man. On Sunday, shit, because I don't know why. It was Mother's Day. I went to Arnold's house and I visited my mom. Hector wasn't there though, so yeah. I had a really bad case of depression and anxiety. I guess probably because of the Sunday night blues, I guess, you know, the Monday night blues, they call it, you know, like the term. Because, you know, it's Sunday and knowing that we got to go back to school or go back to work, you know, we have the weekend off, and then the weekend finishes, it's Sunday, and then we get all depressed because we have to go back to work and another whole week. For me, I don't know. Right now, I don't exactly feel depressed right now, even though it's Sunday right now. I mean, it's weird, you know, because I get like that at any minute, at any time, you know, like on some days when it should be a day that I'm depressed, I'm not. But on days that I shouldn't be depressed, I am, you know. So anyway, so I hope you like this video. So this is just a video kind of like to say hi, and also, I mean, and everything. So yeah, okay, all right.